I've officially owned this car for over a year and it's still running great, it still drives amazingly. I still absolutely love this car. It's almost hard to believe that I bought this car a year ago already. It seems like it just happened. I just got this thing. But when I bought this car, I made a review on it, an initial review on it. So now after owning it for a full year, it's only right that I make a 1-year review of my 8th gen Honda Civic. Now I could just sit here and tell you about how fun this car is to drive around on back roads, or how awesome it is just to live with and to daily drive a Honda Civic like this, but I think it'd be better to actually get inside the car, drive it around a bit, so I can really show you how much fun this car is, and of course give you my honest opinion on the car after a full year of ownership. Alright, here we are. I'll turn the AC down so you can hear me talk a little bit. Driving my little 8th gen Honda Civic. First of all, I just want to say, this car drives amazingly well. It's just a good driving car. It's comfortable. There's a lot of road noise, but it's an older car and these are pretty affordable, so I think that's kind of to be expected. But if you're just looking to buy one of these cars just because it's a nice car, you don't need anything crazy fun or exciting, you just want a car, it does that too. It's just a great little car. Later on we will get to some more fun twisty roads. There's one in particular that I want to find again, although I don't know exactly where it is, so that might be kind of difficult. But I'll kind of show you guys that this car can just be a nice little daily driver. It just drives around fine. But when you hit some nice curvy back roads, you can have an absolute blast on those as well. So it's just a good all-around car, especially if you can only have one car. Maybe that's all your budget allows. It is a good little car. So yes, like I said, this car just drives really nicely. It's super smooth to drive, super easy to drive, obviously, because it's just a little economy car that you can also have some fun with. My specific car has a manual transmission and it is the 2-door, not the 4-door, just because I wanted something a little bit sportier, and the 4-door, looks wise and performance wise, doesn't quite do that for me. Because this isn't an SI, this is just a base model LX Civic. So of course, if you go with the 4-door and the automatic, you'll have much more of a just normal driving car. You can fit more people in the back, you can fit more stuff in the car, and just easier, more comfortable driving without the manual. But I personally want to have fun like anytime I get in the car, so that's why I went with the manual and the 2-door. Less weight. Sure, it's not quite as convenient, but I don't really need something super convenient, at least at this point. Now, as a part of this kind of 1-year review of this car, just living with this car for the past year has been awesome. I live in Michigan, so I got to experience driving this car in the winter, which was actually not nearly as bad as I was expecting. I was expecting it to kind of suck in the snow because it's so light and just front-wheel drive, and this specific trim with the manual, there's no traction control. But it was actually perfectly fine. I mean, obviously it struggled a bit, but not more than, you know, most other average cars would struggle in the snow. It's no snowmobile, but it still does pretty good. And just with living with this car, even though this is only the 2-door, it's still pretty practical. I can still fit quite a lot of stuff in the back. It's got plenty of trunk space for me, honestly. And if you fold the back seats down, you have a ton of trunk space, which I use that a lot because I have instruments that I have to carry around every now and then, and having all that extra room is really nice. Now, of course, it's also a Honda, so it's gonna be super reliable. Hardly anything is broken on this car. I am currently having some issues with it starting every now and then, which I think might be the starter just starting to die out. But that's kind of to be expected with the age of this car, because this is a 2006, so it's a pretty old car at this point, and you know, things are gonna break on it, so that's just kind of gonna happen. But overall, this car has been super reliable. It's got 215,000 miles on it. I've put 13,000 of that roughly on over this past year, and hardly any issues at all. I've been super happy with the car. All right, let's go for a little drive on a fun road now, so I can show you guys just how much fun this car can really be. I also did have to slightly adjust my my camera mount because I bought this new hat clip recently for the GoPro, but it's not that great. So it was a little bit too in my face when it was on the bottom of the hat, so yeah, sorry, it looks a little weird now. But anyways, I'm sure you can still see enough to see what's going on the road. Nice and easy here. Downshift a little more. Now this car also doesn't have a ton of power. It's only got 140 horsepower, so it really doesn't have much. It's a little bit underpowered, to be honest, but if you're not going crazy fast, it's honestly plenty. In third gear right here, this will be enough. Alrighty, now we can take it back the other way here. A little bit of a rough shift. Anyways, that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more videos about this Honda Civic, you can click right up here for a full playlist about more videos on that. I've got a couple new little mods coming up for it and just other cool things like that, as well as more fun driving on twisty little roads. So stay tuned for all of that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.